I'm fucking spilling the tea. I've been silent for 4 years. I've let people get away with creating a narrative about me. I've been the villain in so many people's stories when deep down I knew that I wasn't the villain. I had it all. My business was thriving, and then I lost it all. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It has been very, very difficult for me mentally to prepare to talk about this. And the fact that you're here watching it means so much to me because it means you care. And I feel really fucking good. I'm ready to spill the tea. I have no regrets. Let's start at the beginning. I am from a very, very small town on a very small island in Canada. All throughout high school, it was always my dream to go to university. UVic was like my goal. I had meetings with teachers in high schools. I was gonna make it happen. I actually wanted to go to school for writing for the longest time, but then in grade 12 I started going to the gym all the time, and because when you live in a small town there's really not much out there to do. The more time I spent in the gym, the more I realized how much I loved it. And I remember it clear as day. There was a moment where I was doing hot yoga. I was laying on my yoga mat. I was doing shavasana. I was breathing, and I asked myself, I was like, what truly makes you happy? And my answer was fitness. And I want to help people. How do I combine fitness and helping people? So literally that night I went home and I researched, because I was obsessed with Victoria, BC. I wanted to live there so badly. So I searched all the schooling programs that you could do in Victoria, came across a kinesiology at a place called the Pacific Institute of Sports Excellence at Camosun College in Victoria. So I think it would have been, I graduated high school in 2014. It would have been 2016 that I moved to Victoria and I attended this bachelor's degree. The first 2 years were amazing. I was more in love with fitness than ever. I became such close friends with all of my colleagues. Everything was great up until the moment that I got a job at this fucking dive bar. Sometimes I look back and I wonder if it was a good thing or a bad thing that I ended up working at the latest bar in Victoria and just got involved with drinking a lot, staying up super late, not really caring as much. That being said, that didn't ruin anything to do with school. I knew I wanted to be a physiotherapist and I was going to go straight to get my master's degree after my bachelor's. I was determined. I was getting 90% all of my classes. During all that time, I was single and I wasn't looking for anything, but I did start questioning why it was so hard for me to like people. I would go on dates with guys and I would just hate it the whole time. And I started to think maybe I was just never going to find somebody that I vibed with. So about 2 years into my degree, I was working at this dive bar and I got involved with somebody that I worked with. We ended up managing the restaurant together and living together and dating. I would have been 20, 21 at the time when we met. And the reason I fell so hard for this person was because of what I said earlier. It was the first time that I had met somebody that I truly liked. He was very influential in the downtown Victoria bar scene. All the bartenders knew who he was everywhere we went. I just had stars in my eyes. I was like, wow, this guy is so cool. Again, I was 20 years old at the time. Every time we went to any bar, we would immediately be greeted with free drinks and hellos. I felt like I was a celebrity. And of course, who isn't going to fall in love with that idea? The way things just worked out, we ended up moving in together very quickly and I was still in school full time. Unbeknownst to me, he ended up having a lot of mental health problems. And when we first got together, I kind of always thought that I'm such a strong, independent woman and I can be with somebody that struggles because I'm strong enough. I can be there for them. I really like this person. I really wanted to help this person. I believed that me being who I was could help this person get better. In total, we dated for 4 years, and the first 2 years of it was me managing him behind the scenes and letting all of our friends think that he was doing okay. He was not. He just got worse and worse and worse as time went on. He abused his medication. He abused substances. He just didn't do the right things that you're supposed to do when you have mental health problems. He didn't go to therapy. He didn't exercise. He drank a lot of alcohol. He was up all night, every night, partying. And again, I was in a degree of kinesiology, and towards the end of that, I started working at a gym. So I think I was in my 4th year of university. I started working at Anytime Fitness downtown Victoria and I loved it. It was the first time I got any sort of fitness job, but let me tell you, within the first 2 weeks, I kid you not, my client list was full and I was only working part-time. I don't know if you've worked at a commercial gym as a personal trainer, you know that at the beginning you spend a lot of time calling people and offering them free sessions and all this kind of stuff. I never really had time to do that because every free session that I did, I immediately sold a package after. It was pretty incredible. I felt like I was really, really talented at it. It's kind of weird to talk about like being a kinesiologist, being a personal trainer, like that field of work and relating it to like art. But for me, you know how people can see, like musicians can see like musical notes, like they will hear a song and know how to play it right away. That kind of talent I felt like I had with fitness. Like I could be teaching somebody how to do a squat and they could be like, oh, this kind of hurts like right here on the side of my thigh. I would be able to look at them and watch them and see where that problem was coming from, tell them what to do, help them fix it, get them to do it. And they're like, oh, pain's gone. And then 2020 was the year that I graduated from my bachelor's degree. But as we all know, 2020 was that horrible year of the COVID pandemic. I actually had a really amazing opportunity present itself during lockdown, during quarantine, because in the place that I was living in Victoria, we had a massive garage that we weren't using. And a few months prior, one of my coworkers randomly sold me all of his home gym equipment. It wasn't like the nicest equipment ever. It was all like metal and cheap. But I did have like a full setup. We had like a few racks, a few plates. So for my friends and some of my clients that I had at the gym, I invited them over. I was like, hey, let's work out in my garage. It was like summertime by then. And then I was just like bored and I started taking videos and pictures of it and started uploading it to an Instagram account. All of a sudden it just like started blowing up again. Like within the month I had a waiting list for clients and I started investing more money into it. I painted the gym. I ended up creating a brand called Inclusive Fit. One of my girlfriends is a graphic designer. She helped me design a logo, a font. One of my other friends was a painter. She painted the logo on the wall of the gym. Everything just like started happening so quickly and it was so fun to be so creative with these ideas of things that I wanted to do, equipment that I wanted to buy, videos I wanted to make, just like everything. It became more than just personal training. It became marketing for myself as the brand. Like I had full creative control of everything I was doing and everything I was doing was a success. It was the best feeling in the world. I ended up selling merch. When I launched that merch, let me tell you, that unlocked a part of me that was so creative. I just was like the creative director of all the photo shoots that we did for the merch, but it was literally just like me and my friends going to the beach and putting on my t-shirts and taking photos and me posting it and then people DMing me wanting to buy it. And I was literally like shipping packages out. I have a video. I'm going to put this little clip. This was me packing up all of my shirts. I had it all. My business was thriving. I didn't even need to serve anymore. I started a podcast. I had 2 episodes done, had the file ready to upload, and then I lost it all. It all got taken from me. Not to be like dramatic, but it was really traumatizing. Like I still think about it now back to this day, like with so much grief. And that's why I haven't been ready to share my story because it's hard to talk about. I don't even talk to my current partner about it as much. Like he's never seen the t-shirts. He's never seen what my logo looked like. It was just too heartbreaking, to be honest. Sorry, I'm like literally gonna cry right now. Okay, how do I explain? As my business got more popular, my partner's mental health was always on that trajectory of getting worse, but I compartmentalized it. I started neglecting it. I was with him for 4 years and I spent the first 3 of it dedicating all of my energy to that. And I didn't have time for it anymore. I was busy, I was booked and busy. And he knew that. And he started spiraling even more, started abusing opioids behind my back. That is just a glimpse of how crazy everything was that he put me through. He was very emotionally abusive for years, and I just started to wake up. And I think that's part of also getting older. Like I was turning 25. I didn't have the time for it anymore. And I bet you there's a lot of women out there that have felt that with their partners, where they just wake up one day and they're like, I didn't sign up to be someone's caregiver, like at the ripe age of 21 years old. But it was like, I was really in denial. It was really, really hard for me to come to terms with the fact that I was done with that relationship because we had a dog together. Sorry, my voice just cracked, but we had a dog together and a cat. And I fucking love that dog so much. I mean, anyone out there who's owned a dog knows what that kind of love feels like. And if we broke up, like I was scared of what he was going to do. He was unhinged. He was unpredictable. I was terrified, to be completely honest. I couldn't keep pretending, though. I was slipping through the cracks. He was beginning to notice. I just wasn't interested in him. Like every time he talked, I would just be annoyed. I didn't want to be around him, and he was picking up on it. And he kept being like, I know you're going to break up with me. I know you're going to break up with me. And eventually it came to a head, and I did end up breaking up with him. And I really thought that maybe we had gotten to a place where he was going to be okay with it. Like it was like a year of us not really like being romantic anymore. And that was the biggest fucking wrong prediction of all time. Like if I could go back in time and tell myself, I'd be like, girl, you have no idea what is about to come. You think it's going to be all good? It's not going to be all good. No, 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 no. No. He is going to take everything from you. He's going to take your business away from you, your home, your job, because you both work together, you both manage a restaurant together, all of your friends, all of your coworkers, your landlord, your dog, your cat, your Dyson vacuum that you paid for. Locked that in the bedroom, wouldn't let me get it. That's just me summarizing it. It was basically a month of him like fully putting me through hell. And I was so in denial at the beginning that I thought I could keep my business. I was like, I'm going to move out, but I'm going to keep renting the garage. I'm going to pay you like a rent, and I'm still going to train my clients here. That lasted like a week. And my clients kind of knew, like they knew stuff was going on. Like he wasn't very quiet about it. He posted it on his Instagram story that I broke up with him. So if you want to know how crazy he was, that's just like another small example. So yeah, my clients kind of were like, what's going on? Like, and I was so in denial that I'd be like, oh no, girl, don't worry about it. Like it's all good. I got it figured out. You just worry about your fitness. I'm perfect. Again, was very, very wrong. Probably 3, 4 days later, I had to send it got so much worse in 3 days that I had to send all of my clients an individual message saying like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't work out of my home anymore. I'm going to try and move to a different gym. Of course, everyone was so nice about it. Like, that's the beautiful thing about being a personal trainer with your clients. You build such a beautiful relationship together. And I was really grateful for that at the time. Again, in denial, moved out, thought I was going to rent a spot in a gym in Victoria, thought it was going to be all good. But things again got so worse that no one wanted to be my friend anymore because he made people pick sides. I couldn't go to any bar or restaurant without people because the community there is so small, and he was such a popular bartender that I couldn't go anywhere without people texting him and telling him where I was. And it was too much. And I decided to pursue a different dream that I had always had and move to Vancouver. It's something that I always wanted to do. It was COVID. I was a server and everyone was desperate for servers at the time. I thought no better time to pack up my things and start over somewhere else. I will eventually go back to the personal training thing. For right now, I'm just going to get a serving job, make some fat cash. The day that I finally moved out, like all of my gym stuff out of the house, I remember I literally put a dumbbell into my trunk of my car, and the neighbor from across the street walked over and she was like, hey girl, I've seen you like personal training. Just want to let you know I thought what you're doing is so amazing, and I was wondering if you have any space for me. I've been wanting to work out for a while, and like I feel like this is something I'm finally ready to do, and I would love to do it with you. I had these conversations with people all the time. I had the most motivational convos with people on the daily. And I looked at her and I could not tell her the truth. Like I could not bring myself to tell her the truth. So I looked at her and I said, yeah, I'll let you know as soon as the space opens up, or something like that. And I look into my trunk and I see my dumbbells there. And she just smiles at me and turns around and walks back across the street. And I just look at my dumbbells while I slam the trunk shut, knowing I will never see this person again. And I wonder if she thinks about me. She probably was like, what the fuck? Like, she's gone. Like, what happened? Why didn't she just tell me? Because girl, I was in a full spiral every single day of my life. Okay. I just was trying to make it to bedtime every night. I found my own apartment downtown. It was super expensive. I'm talking $2,000 a month. Okay. And I was freaking traumatized. Like everything that I went through, I was numb. I was turning to alcohol. I was drinking all the time. I would literally like have drinks before going to work, drinks at work because I worked at a bar, drinks after, every single night. Couldn't even look at a gym. Like couldn't go near a gym. I tried. I would literally cry. I went to therapy. I talked to therapists about it, and it's kind of a unique thing for a therapist to like have to help me find that love again for the gym, but it was gone. I gave up. I lost the good shape that I was in. I gained a bunch of weight. People would be like, oh, I've been going to the gym, or I just got a trainer, or, I'm a trainer, blah, blah, blah. I would literally zip my lip. I wouldn't say a single thing. I would just be like, oh, cool. People are like, do you go to the gym ever? I'd be like, sometimes. Literally, I couldn't even talk about it. Because why? What am I going to say? That I lost everything? I don't know. I had always been such a positive, motivated girly. I was a personal trainer. I was a kinesiologist. I was up in the morning motivating people to be the best versions of themselves all the time. And this whole situation, losing my dog, losing my business, losing blah, 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 it made me lose my love for the thing that I spent 4 years and $40,000 working towards. It was like I was wiped clean. It was like I was factory reset. It was just impossible for me to get back to that lifestyle. Like $2,000 rent, hello, I had to work every single day. What do you mean? Like even as a server, tips in Vancouver aren't as good as they were in Victoria. I vastly overestimated how good the money would be in Vancouver. It's not the same. The only other thing I have experience in is fitness, and there was no way I was doing that. I was unhealthy, unhappy with my body, had no routine for years, and every time I tried to get back to it, I couldn't stick to my routine. It was like getting on a bike and falling off every time, and it was really heartbreaking. But I found a person that helped me get through it, and he ended up being the light at the end of my tunnel. And I kind of just settled for the fact that I found this amazing person. And I was like, maybe I don't need that like life anymore, that business that I had, that brand I had anymore. I can just like hang out and we can watch movies and go on vacations, and I can work in a restaurant. And I ended up restaurant managing and like made a little bit more money that way. But misery just started settling in. The older I got, I'm 29 years old now. This happened when I was 25. Every day I just got more and more depressed. I hated working in restaurants. I only ever did it part-time to get myself through school. It wasn't my passion. Fitness was not a passion for me anymore. I just felt really lost. I applied for a bunch of jobs thinking like, oh, I ran my own business, been a restaurant manager, an amazing person. I had like 99% in all of my courses in university. I'm a fucking catch. Made my resume really nice, made my cover letter really nice, applied for so many jobs, just got rejection after rejection. And I know it's probably the job market and everything like that, but it's like, again, just falling off my bike. I was like, I want to take 3 months off and just have nothing planned. See where my passion falls. How am I supposed to find out what I'm meant to do with my life when I'm working 6 days a week at a restaurant? Fast forward exactly 4 years after all of this trauma happened, and I decided, hey, oh wait, I forgot to tell you guys, sorry. I did get 2 gym jobs in Vancouver. The first one was right when I first moved here. I did like 2 sessions with a client and I quit. The second was like 2-3 years later. I did it for 6 months and it was just like ridiculous. The amount of money you have to pay to rent out your training spot in the gym. I was getting like 30-minute sessions at like 6 a.m. and then my next session would be at 5 p.m. and it would be like net worth $20. And my rent again was $2,000. Like it just wasn't working. And I thought to myself, I was like, okay, so I tried the personal training thing. What if I tried the like social media thing again? In my mind, I was like, I need to be perfect, back in shape, girly before I start posting on social media. There's no way that I'm going to do gym videos when I have a pouch. I was like, I need to be pristine before I'm posting on social media. But then I had a revolution. I was like, what if I documented my first week of my fitness journey after losing everything, after not being involved in the fitness world for the last 4 years? What if I documented my very first week back? Because that is the hardest part for so many people. And I feel like a lot of the content out there is just like, hey, here's my sexy body and I'm doing a bench press. I love it. You look amazing. Like, where's the real, like, annoying fact that we are starting over again? Especially for me, someone that was peak fitness and had this whole brand and life and everything revolving around like being a fit individual, and losing all of that and going on the other end of the spectrum and just being like out of shape and like a little bit overweight and not happy with myself. I want to document it. I want to stay accountable. I know that these videos will keep me accountable, so I just started doing it. I actually know so much. It's all still in there. I haven't lost any of my knowledge. Like, I spent 4 years with my nose in a textbook. We didn't have AI back then. I have been dwelling on this death of my business for the last 4 years. So if you're interested, follow me on my fitness journey. In the next few days, I'm going to be posting those videos I was just talking about, my first week of returning to this lifestyle. And I want you to be with me through it all. We'll do check-ins, how to track your macros, what types of cardio you can do, different modifications for really hard exercises, how to rehab some injury problems. I don't know. The world is mine. I'm going to be posting all of it on all of my social media platforms, on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Rome.everyday. You can catch me on all three of those platforms with that same username. So, okay, so I guess I'm Rome Daily. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you.